I'm not the type of guy who is impressed by people. I'm not into people per se. I'm into truth, and I'm into um, patriotism and defending America. I'm not in it with people. So that if I have a good friend, or I see somebody out there that is purporting to be real decent, and he's trying to undermine the country, I have a problem with that. And as we see, some people who you thought was all that, who were all that, we have this guy here now, Ed Snowden, spy. We have Bradley Manning, spy. We have so many people who have not been revealed yet. They are in position and just waiting for the orders to destroy the country and to sell it out. And right now, if you were to accuse them or say anything, people can laugh at you and say that you're crazy. Or you could win in court and say that you're slandering or libel or whatever. But eventually they're going to reveal themselves. So if you suspect that people are that bogus and scampish and start to try to eliminate the facade and try to get down to really what they're doing, a lot of people have a problem with that because they don't understand. You see? And so enter Schwarzenegger. Now people are wondering who's going to take his place. Do we need somebody to take Schwarzenegger's place? I mean, I know he's a human being, and he comes from Austria, and he's governor, and he's this big millionaire, and he's a big film star, and all that, and people gonna let that, hoodwink them. In fact, if I were voting, I wouldn't have voted for him because I could see through the thing that he isn't really, what he's purporting to be. Now, the Germans were here during the election for governor, and they were saying that they're amazed how Americans are taking this man serious. Because in Germany and Europe, they don't take him serious. He's, running around the TV naked and all this stuff. What I mean is like, the bodybuilding thing, you just still brief and all this flesh that he's trying to flex and all that. They never took him serious in Europe, it seems. And so he came to America, and then, of course, he became this big icon, as it were. But when you look at his work, is that type of work that's helped to make America a better place, make people smarter, and keep America strong? Now he was thinking, and many people were thinking that, oh man, we need to change the constitution to allow a foreign person to run for president, trying to see if they could find a way to make Schwarzenegger president. But he might be popular because of his films and so on, but this man has the abilities to be an executive, president or governor. Because I recall in his gubernatorial election, he was saying that, we at home, there's a manager around it that comes with his balance or checkbook. So getting into government should be the same. He doesn't understand government. Government and checkbook and personal stuff is different. You have limited income. The government could always raise tax. They could sell the land. They could do all kinds of stuff to raise money. And they go into debt, not because if they're at home, they don't have debt. They manage their own account, but this is how you do for the citizens and for society. Now, with his movies, I recall a friend of mine invited me once over some barbecue to watch his Terminator, one of the Terminator movies, and this big bug-looking mechanical monster out there with a lace on your shoulder and pointing to your body and then blowing you up with some gun or whatever. And he dived off some big cliff, high cliff, into some shallow water. Rub himself up with mud and come in front of the predator, and he was able to go straight up and kill the predator. And my friend was saying, yes! And I said, this thing is so stupid, man. Why are you wasting your time watching dumb stuff like this? And now we have this predator thing going to the next level where, you have cars driving down the road, and not he's necessarily involved in this. Cars driving down the road, and then suddenly they swerve out and they become beasts and they start fighting. Oh Lord, here we are. This thing is so stupid, man. You don't waste your time. You don't use your leisure time to destroy your reality and perception. Long ago when Americans were working hard, they say that we need a little break and we need a little recreation, so we can go into comedy and go into these movies, just a diversion. But no, people are hardly working hard and still won't continue the thing. But basically, the Terminator and this Transformers and so forth, all they're doing is making people so dumb that they're going to have to be more like on disability. They can't take care of their own business because they're so trivial. And this is a superpower. You can't be nothing else but your best. If you have the kind of attitude that is being developed over time with the various things that they've been throwing at America, so that folks right now are saying that Ed Snowden is a hero. I mean, a superpower, a country like this will have secrets. They even know around the world they talk about transparency. I mean, how could governments be transparent when you have to have secrets and you do things that you don't want others to know? Not necessarily evil and criminal things, but trying to make your economy work. You have to have secrets. Now, Germany, when they were talking about how Microsoft software has ability to do like communications, sort of holding people in different locations could have a meeting, as it were. German government said, how can we do that? It's better we hold our meeting in the CIA headquarters. I mean, in essence, because they believe that Microsoft things are easily bugged, and somebody's going to know what they're talking about and what they're planning, etc. You have to have secrets. And so here we are. So Schwarzenegger is a part of the problem. And if you can't see him as being a part of the problem, I'm sorry. But many of our celebrities and many of our important people are going to sell us out. They join in these secret societies, they join in these little evil connections to get up to where they want to go, and they have to do things for the master, Satan, or the New World Order people. And so while looking decent and trying to make you feel like, oh, you could trust them, I don't do that. I kind of skeptical. I like to verify stuff. I believe, but I'm going to test it out to see if it really works. And where we are, I mean, look, Rome. We head into where Rome is. People are taking us there, and you have to know and discern these people that are taking us to our destruction and avoid them, because, I mean, look where we are today. People brought us here. And when they started, they were looking so decent, everybody saying, oh, that's a good man, etc. But these people are doing things to undermine us. When they came up with, you know what, we wouldn't have semesters. We're going to have semesters instead of terms. The real principle, and if people are thinking, is that they want to limit the amount of courses you do, because if you do many courses, you'd be able to think different than if you just do one course or just specialize in your major. Because your problems in your job hardly has to do with the major. It has to do with people and other issues. Like for example, going into the Middle East. It wasn't only military, but you had to study history to understand that over there, and some theology to know that you're going to win in the Middle East, and it's a place where you don't want to go and waste your time and your lives, etc. So with Schwarzenegger here, I mean, how can we judge his legacy? Has he done anything for America that has helped America to be stronger and to be more respected in the world, and to help young people to be excited about truth and reality and so forth? No. So I mean, I'm glad he's gone and he's going, and I hope that nobody takes up where he left off. But you see, the people who are bringing on doomsday they use him, and they're going to use somebody else, because I'm not working in this evil program, so I can't really categorically say here's what they're doing. But from the 60s and even before that, they have been doing things that brought us to where we are. And if time were to last long enough, we would end up just like Africa. And I mean, they're taking us there. So wake up, folks. Wake up, man. You got to start thinking. You don't just say, oh, that man is an important man, and what he say I'm going to follow. I mean, I'm not talking about disobedience to the government. All I'm saying is that these things that people are trying, destroying your perception, getting you to be trivial, getting you to not be a good scholar. I mean, these are people that are dangerous, but we were saying that, oh, they're so good and everything, and then eventually when everything collapsed, like some of these young people around here in the Bay Area, California, they talk in terms of, hey, we should pay these third world, we shouldn't have sweatshops, we should pay these third world people more and all that. That's what they did to America, make us so expensive that other countries like India and so on, and in Asia, have the comparative advantage, and they could always sell things cheaper than us. And the quality, people don't study quality and all that. When we have to pay a guy millions of dollars as a president, it adds up on the product. If the products aren't millions, then it's going to be at least $1 or $2 or $5 added on for his salary plus or everything else. We can't compete, and the people that are engineering these things, everybody's respecting them and say, oh, they're so good. Be careful.